Tim Cahill is Australia's greatest goalscorer ever and an Everton legend. But here's the question. Was Tim Cahill actually a great footballer, or was he simply a player whose determination and mentality took him further than his talent ever should have? Today, Tim Cahill gets a football reality check. Let's start with what made Tim Cahill special. Goals. Loads of goals. Which is quite unusual because Cahill wasn't a striker, he was a midfielder. Yet season after season he found a way to get into scoring positions and delivering in said positions. His timing and movement in the box was exceptional, and somehow, despite standing just over 5'10", he became one of the greatest aerial threats in English football. Cahill would prefer to take a penalty with his head was a very common trope back then, and that's how prolific he was with headers. At Everton, Cahill became one of the most important players of the David Moyes era. He scored goals, won headers, and dragged the team through difficult matches and consistently delivered in big moments. Then there was Australia. For more than a decade, Cahill carried the expectations of an entire nation in World Cups, Asian Cups, qualification campaigns. Whenever Australia needed a goal, fans looked at Tim Cahill, and more often than not, he delivered. His volley against the Netherlands at the 2014 World Cup remains one of the greatest goals in tournament history. But now comes the reality check. As effective as Cahill was in the box with headers, he wasn't an elite midfielder. He wasn't a player who controlled games, he wasn't a world-class passer, and he wasn't a world-class dribbler. And he wasn't the type of midfielder who could dominate possession. His mentality often carried him further than his raw talent. So where does Tim Cahill belong in the rankings? A goal-scoring midfielder, a leader, and a big game player, and one of the greatest footballers Australia has ever produced. That is why we rank Tim Cahill in the C tier. A great player on his day, but not consistent enough to be considered higher up with the more talented players. Do you agree or disagree with the ranking? Let us know in the comments which player you would like to see us rate next here at Football Reality Check.